What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, Eagles fans? This is your guy, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I am super excited, as always, to be here with you guys for another show. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys comment below in the live chat. I appreciate all the engagement. And most importantly, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Chalk It Up Sports YouTube channel. That's Chalk It Up Sports. And make sure you guys have the notification bells on. You see that notification bell lets you know whenever I go live, whenever I drop content. It keeps you guys abreast. It keeps you guys locked in on whatever I got going on, and you don't want to miss a beat. So I appreciate you guys being locked in for as long as you have. I also appreciate how patient you guys are with me and my process. I know I don't drop every day like I used to. I know I don't drop as often as I used to, but I'm in a process of getting back to form. And, things have been picking up for me in other ways. And I'm just excited to be able to share my journey with you guys. So, yeah, man. Welcome to the Chalk It Up Sports YouTube channel. If you're new to my content, we cover the Philadelphia Eagles. We also cover the Philadelphia 76ers when there's something interesting to talk about. But mainly we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. That's really our main thing. And again, love chatting it up with you guys. We do we do analysis. We do predictions. We pretty much cover all bases when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Updates, breaking news, whatever it is. We do live streams, all of that, call-in shows. So make sure you guys are a part of that. Now, it's been an exciting weekend. Training camp is still in full effect. They had a training camp practice yesterday, Sunday morning. And the Philadelphia Eagles played their very first preseason game against the New York Jets, their inaugural preseason game against the New York Jets. And I got to be honest, it was pretty exciting. I was in attendance. I was at the game, and it was me, my father, and my brother. We did a little tailgating, and then we went right in. And honestly, man, first game of the year, the energy and the energy in the stadium, the vibes all around couldn't have been any better. And being around fellow Eagles fans, being around the city, being around so many different people, like I'm seeing people from all different cultures, races, religions, sexualities. I'm seeing people all across the spectrum of human beings at this game, man. And everyone was just on one accord. Everyone was in solidarity with each other. And I don't take that for granted at all. It was a safe affair. Nobody got hurt. No bad news was received. Nobody was acting a fool. No fights as far as I can see it. Everything just worked out the way it was supposed to. I got to spend time with my father and my brother. And I don't take that time for granted either, man. That's something we always try to do. We always try to make at least one game a year. Normally it's 2 games a year. We always hit up a preseason game, and we always hit up one regular season game. You guys know how expensive those tickets can get. But man, was it exciting seeing the Philadelphia Eagles get the ball rolling. It was super exciting seeing Jalen Hurts do his thing. Super exciting seeing Miles Sanders do his thing. Quez Watkins, Zach Pascal. The defense was pretty good as well. The first team, of course. And we're going to get into all the details of the game because I want to tap in with you guys and see what you guys thought. But I want to get some shout outs done. Shout out to my man Drew Johnson. Shout out to Ryan Rowe. We got about 7 or 8 people in this live stream right now. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got my man to go Michi in the building. What's going on, Michi? I hope all is well. Hope all is well with you. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button. I appreciate all the support, all the love that you guys provide. It means a lot to me. So yeah, let's talk about this game, right? As we discuss the game, though, I want you guys to comment below who were your standouts. What players stood out to you? Offense, defense, it doesn't matter how many people, it doesn't matter who. I want to know what you guys saw. I want to know what was your assessment of the game. Please drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the live chat. I'm really curious to hear you guys deliberate and debate about what you saw, about what you agreed with, what you didn't agree with, about Jalen Hurts' performance, right? Let's key in on that right now. So make sure you guys comment below and stay active, stay engaged. You don't want to miss a beat with this. So Jalen Hurts, 6 for 6, 80 yards, averaged 13 yards per attempt, and 1 touchdown. That's pretty good with a perfect quarterback rating. Perfect. Now, some people are going to say, well, it was only the Jets. It was only preseason. That is true. It was only the Jets, and it was only preseason. But those same people that say, well, it was only the Jets, it was only preseason, are the same people who would have said, if he did bad, if he did terrible, instead of going 6 for 6, if he would have went 1 for 6 or 2 for 6 or 3 for 6, right? Those same people who would have said, oh, was this the Jets, would have been the same people to say, well, I mean, 2 for 6, 3 for 6, that's terrible. This guy's terrible. Like, he's not y'all savior. So it's like you can't have it both ways. If he does well, give him credit. If he doesn't do well, give him hell. And it's rightfully justified. But don't try to play both sides of the fence when it's convenient for you. That's the part of fandom that I can't stand. That's the part of people who watch this game with a biased lens. If someone did well, let it be known. If they didn't do well, let it be known. Don't pick and choose when you want to play around with the gun. See, it's all fun and games till the rabbit get the gun, right? It's all fun and games until Jalen Hurts pop out on one of y'all. And I was super excited. I was super happy to see Jalen Hurts do what he did. He was very clean. He was very decisive, got the ball out of his hands quick. There were a couple times where I felt he bailed out of the pocket just a tad too early, just a tad. But I can't get mad at the outcome. Now, let's really go through some of his attempts, right? Let's go through it, because me personally, it was really intriguing to see his decision making, if you ask me. So let's think about it. First play, 1st and 10 at our own 20. Jalen Hurts passed it to Quez Watkins. He ran outside. He bailed out of the pocket. He scrambled to the right, and he hit Quez Watkins for a 28-yard pass. Beautiful pass, great pass. Some people say he could have released it a little earlier. Sure, but he delivered it on the money. Quez Watkins got his feet down, and it was an explosive play. That play is just a signifier or just a taste of what's to come. The Philadelphia Eagles want to have an explosive passing offense. They want to have an explosive offense, period. But they only can sustain that if Jalen Hurts can consistently make the throws. And that was a tough throw he made. He made it on the run. He was off balance, and he delivered it on the money. Perfect pass for Quez Watkins, and Quez Watkins had the presence of mind to get his feet down. So I give credit to both guys. Jalen Hurts for making the pinpoint throw, but also for Quez Watkins making the throw look easy. Shout out to my man Curly Green. What's going on, my man? The Goat Michi says, my standout on offense is Zach Pascal, Cam Jurgens, Jalen Hurts, and on defense was Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. Quick note, though, Kaiser White is a dog. He's going to be a fan favorite. Yeah, man. He did. He did. Kaiser White made a big splash play. And you know what's so interesting about it? The Philadelphia Eagles aren't really a team that forces that many turnovers. Just look at our history in the past several years. We haven't really been consistently. We haven't consistently forced turnovers. First defensive drive of the game, Kaiser White comes in and forces a turnover. And if you pay attention to how he read that play, it was so smooth. His hips were so smooth. It was almost effortless. The way it looked, and on top of that, he didn't bobble the ball. It was the perfect pass. His hands was immaculate. You got to give credit where credit is due. He read that play as if the ball was meant for him. All right, let's go on to. Let's keep it going. So, 28-yard pass, Jalen Hurts to Quez Watkins. Now, That puts us on our own 48-yard line. Now, 1st and 10 at our own 48. No huddle. See, but they did some no huddle on this drive. They wanted to catch the defense slipping after explosive plays. You want to catch the defense off guard, and that's what they did. They went to no huddle shotgun. Jalen Hurts passed a short pass to Miles Sanders for 12 yards. I really like that play, not because of the gain of yards, but more so how quickly he made his decision. He dropped back, he reacted, and delivered the ball to his check down. You see, Jalen Hurts early last season had a problem being comfortable just getting it to his check down. He had a problem just taking what the defense gave him. And you saw throughout that first drive that he was willing to take what they gave him. Case in point, dumping the ball off to Miles Sanders for a 12-yard gain. You see, you got to trust your playmakers. But Miles Sanders caught that ball. It probably should have been only a 4 or 5 yard gain. But because of his speed, his elusiveness, him being an impact player, he was able to turn that into a 12-yard gain, move the chains. So again, another pretty productive play. Let's move on. So now we're at the New York Jets 40-yard line. We're on their side of the field. 1st and 10. 14 minutes left in the first quarter. Jalen Hurts dropped back, made a very quick decision, delivered it to Jack Stoll for a 6-yard gain. I really enjoyed that play as well. It's simple, not exciting, not explosive, but the simple fact is he made a pass that the defense gave him, and he allowed his playmaker to do the rest of the work. It's okay to take a 6-yard passing game. It's okay. It's perfectly fine to do something like that, to take a 6-yard gain, 5-yard gain, because they add up. Tom Brady is the type of quarterback that dink and dunk you to death. He'll keep stacking them. A nickel, a dime, a nickel, a dime, 7 yards, 9 yards, 4 yards. Just keep adding it up. That's why Tom Brady throws so much. That's why he led the league in passing attempts, because he nickel and dimes you all day. And that's just his style. Michi says, I was happy Hurts used the check down instead of forcing the ball downfield. That shows maturity. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, Michi. He showed a lot of maturity in hitting those check downs with Miles Sanders, hitting the check down with Jack Stoll. I have a lot of respect for him. That just those small, minute decisions go a long way in his overall development, because he keeps the drive alive. He's making a smart decision. He's protecting the ball, and it shows that he's trusting his guys. Sometimes you hit a check. Sometimes you hit a check down. Sometimes you hit a check down, and quite literally, the player takes it for 50 yards. You never know. It all depends, right? It all depends on what these guys are going to be able to do, and you have to be able to trust them to do so. You have to. But let's go on. So we covered the Jack Stoll pass, right, for 6 yards. Let's take it a step further. So there was a penalty on that play. Lane Johnson, false start. Okay, that set us back a little bit. Jalen Hurts hit Quez Watkins across the middle for a 4-yard gain. Another play that wasn't explosive at all, but you kept the ball moving forward. I think Quez Watkins made a bad decision trying to hit the edge. He should have just split the two defenders and got the first down. But that's neither here nor there. 3rd and 5. Jalen Hurts gets hit with an unnecessary roughness from Quincy Williams. So that gave us 15 yards right there. It's interesting because if that play doesn't happen, if that penalty doesn't happen, then it's 4th and 5, and that counts as a sack. So, we got bailed out. Jalen Hurts was fine. I didn't like the late hit. It was nasty. It was dirty. It was egregious. It was completely uncalled for. Everyone understands that. Everyone knows that. And I love how Jordan Mailata stepped up and had Jalen Hurts back. I thought that was really dope as well. Let's take it a step further to the following play. After the 15-yard penalty, now we're at the New York Jets 20-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Jalen Hurts passed it short to Miles Sanders for an 8-yard gain. Once again, taking his check down, not forcing the issue. Things will begin to open up. 2nd and 2 now. Jalen Hurts, he scrambled at the middle for 12 yards for a touchdown, but it came back because of a holding penalty by Jordan Mailata. That's 2 penalties on the offensive line in the first drive. I don't like that. They got to clean that up. Granted, it was the first bit of action. I like the fact that Nick Sirianni played his starters in that first drive as well. Allow those guys to get used to the game speed. Allow those guys to get used to playing with each other, especially with Cam Jurgens coming in for Jason Kelce. That was huge. And Cam Jurgens had played a hell of a game. We're going to talk about that as well. But rushing touchdown for 12 yards was completely nullified because of the penalty. So that set us back 10 yards. So no play. Now it's 2nd and 12 at the Jets' 22-yard line. Jalen Hurts didn't panic. He drops back, delivers it to Dallas Goedert for a 22-yard touchdown pass, and there we go. So Jalen Hurts was perfect on that drive. He delivered the ball. He stood still in the pocket. A couple times he bailed out sooner than I would like, but he is who he is. He has a skill set that he's always going to take advantage of. But what matters to me is the fact that he was able to hit the throws that he was able to hit. And that's what matters to me. Make the throws, trust your players, and things will open up. Now, a lot of people were kind of curious why A.J. Brown wasn't incorporated in that first drive. A lot of people wanted to see that legendary T.O. moment when T.O. had played his first game with the Philadelphia Eagles, and they wanted to see Jalen Hurts hit him with an 80-yard bomb. That's what people was expecting. But A.J. Brown actually did much more for Jalen Hurts than what people realize. Remember, on that touchdown pass with Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown was right beside Dallas Goedert on the boundary, on the outside. A.J. Brown took 2 defenders with him, leaving it wide open for Dallas Goedert. And Dallas Goedert took advantage, and he dove into the end zone for the score. So A.J. Brown, even if he doesn't have a spectacular game, his presence alone is going to create so much space, so much opportunity for other guys. A.J. Brown is more than just a stat sheet or a stat line. His presence, he has a presence that guys will always have to pay attention to, especially if you don't have the cornerbacks to really guard them. They're going to always provide safety help, and that's going to leave things open for guys like Dallas Goedert, Quez Watkins, Devonta Smith, so on and so forth, and other guys as well. So that was really exciting. Ryan Rose says Jalen Hurts is hitting his checkdowns and also handling the pressure of making the pass in the open field. So, yeah, you're right, man. It's going to be important Ryan. It's going to be so important for Jalen Hurts, like you said, to play a smart game. And if the Philadelphia Eagles, the way they're built, as it seems, this team is not necessarily built to come back from big leads. But if Jalen Hurts can show that he's a productive passer, then that can change a lot for the way this team wins games and come back from games as well. Martin Jones, my man, what's going on, my guy? I hope all is well. If you guys are just joining the live stream, make sure you guys are smashing that like button. If you guys are just hopping in, make yourself known. Drop an emoji. Say what's up to the kid. I appreciate all the love and support. You guys are amazing. Martin, he says, we also will get a lot better blocking on the outside with A.J. Brown and Zach Pascal. I'm so glad you brought up Zach Pascal, Martin. Didn't Zach Pascal impress you? I know he only had 2 targets and 2 catches. I get that. But I was so impressed by – I'm sorry, Zach Pascal had 4 targets on 2 catches. But I was so impressed by Zach Pascal. His biggest catch of the day was for 32 yards. And I just feel like Zach Pascal just – I was at the game and I was watching it. And Zach Pascal just looked so smooth in and out of his breaks. And, during his route running tree. Like he looked so smooth, so comfortable, and he just got open. Like I think Zach Pascal's going to be better than what we think, you guys. I love Quez Watkins, but don't think Zach Pascal isn't going to be on that field for a good amount. Zach Pascal he's reliable. He knows how to get open. He may not be the most talented, may not be the fastest, but he knows how to get open. He understands leverage. He understands how to play the wide receiver position. And that's what's going to keep Zach Pascal on that field. And on top of that, he can block. And I also think Zach Pascal is going to be a red zone threat. He's a bigger body than Devonta Smith, a bigger body than Quez Watkins. I think your red zone threats are going to be A.J. Brown, Zach Pascal, and Dallas Goedert. If Devonta Smith scores a touchdown, the most likely they're going to be 20 plus yarders. A 20-yard touchdown, 25-yard touchdown. I'm not saying he can't get open if they're like at first and goal, or they're right there at the goal line. I'm not saying he can't get open, but he's a smaller body. He's going to have to be stronger to maneuver through that traffic. And I just think guys like A.J. Brown and Zach Pascal, Dallas Goedert, they give you a bigger body. They give you a bigger catch radius. They're able to shield the ball with their bodies. And I just think those three guys in particular, are going to be the most dominant red zone threats. Don't be surprised if Zach Pascal has more touchdowns than Quez Watkins or Devonta Smith. Don't be surprised. But I don't think Zach Pascal is going to have more receptions. I don't think he's going to have more yards. But it's very likely, it's very possible that Zach Pascal can have more touchdowns than Devonta Smith. It's very possible he can have more touchdowns than Quez Watkins. It's not unrealistic. Martin Jones says, "Yeah, I liked what I saw from Zach too, and he's exactly what Hurts needs." I agree with that. It's so interesting, right? The Philadelphia Eagles went up 14-0 in the first quarter between their first and second team. Can you imagine if they stayed on the field the entire game? That would have been a blowout, flat out. That would have been a blowout. But third team and fourth string guys came into the fold, and the game got away from us. So the winning the game is not really the topic of conversation. We lost that game, but winning is not that important. It's about what we saw from the first and second team, especially on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. That was huge. Excuse me, you guys. Michi says, the one problem I had was we kind of going to need a bigger back on those third and short run plays. You bring up a very good point. We didn't run the ball well. Michi, you brought up a very good point. We did not run the ball well at all. Jason Huntley was on the field for a long period of time. Didn't really do much with it. He ran the ball 16 times, only for 48 yards. He had one touchdown. Kennedy Brooks. I like Kennedy Brooks. I liked him on that final drive. But again, no one averaged 4 yards a carry. Kennedy Brooks only averaged 3.7 yards a carry. Jason Huntley only averaged 3 yards a carry. You know what I'm saying? So the longest run of the day, excuse me, you guys, the longest run of the day was only 8 yards. So Eagles had a hard time running the ball. That's just the reality of it. But we also did a good job limiting the run game as well. The Jets only had 119 yards rushing. But again, they weren't able to run that ball into the second half. Let's be totally honest about it. They literally couldn't do anything on offense until the third stringers got in. In the first half, we held them to only 3 points. So that just gives you a lot of insight on how dominant our offense and defense was in the first half. But are you guys liking what you see so far, man? Like, how do you guys feel about Jalen Hurts? Do you guys feel like he's on the right track? Do you guys feel like some people are blowing the 6 out of 6 out of proportion? I'm just curious to know what you guys think, because let's be totally honest. If he would have did terribly, we will all be talking about it. So if he's doing well, why can't we all talk about it? Why can't we be excited about it? I think it was a great start. And let's be honest about this too. I know we hear about him in training camp, and we don't hear always the best things. But Jalen Hurts isn't really a practice quarterback. He's not the kind of quarterback that's going to thrive when the whistle's going to get blown prematurely. Jalen Hurts is going to milk a play for what it's worth, and he's going to get the most out of it. And it's something to be excited about. But I don't think you guys should be hesitant to be excited. It's okay to be excited because the defense quickly gave us a short field. Even if you have some concerns about Jalen Hurts, this defense is going to make his job easier. Think about that, you guys. Kaiser White caught that interception very early, and he completely flipped the field. If Jalen Hurts is on that field, that's an easy That's the easy touchdown drive. You saw what Gardner Minshew was able to do with it. So just take in consideration. I'm not saying you guys should just completely buy in on Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, like Eagles Realist has said, you take it one game at a time, and you understand the fact that this defense is going to make his job that much easier. That's something that needs to be really discussed. The defense is going to make his job so much easier. That defense is going to force turnovers this year. I can feel it. Because we have smart guys at the linebacker position, because we have smart guys at corner and at safety. This defense is not just talented. This defense is extremely smart. Michi says, yeah, Hurts going 6 for 6 without Smitty and Kelsey without targeting AJ was pretty impressive to me. It also shows he's spreading the ball and not locking in on one wide receiver. That's a big deal, right? That's a very good point, Michi. He didn't, because remember, in training camp, all we heard was he was drowning AJ Brown in targets. That's all we heard. So when you put it into perspective like that, he didn't force feed anybody. He literally took what the defense gave him, and I'm so happy about that. Like I said, it's not about the win. It's not really about it's not about numbers really. It's about his decision making. It's about his process. And I really liked his decision making. He was very astute in his decision making. He was quick with it. Made decisions, took what they gave him, and lived to fight another down. I respect that, man. I respect that. Martin Jones says, I felt like Nakobe Dean did a great job reading the plays. I agree with you. I think Nakobe Dean played a very good game. Nakobe Dean had, if I'm not mistaken, Nakobe Dean had 5 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 combined, 1 team tackle, 1 combined tackle. But even on top of that, right, Nakobe Dean, you clearly saw the benefit of having Jordan Davis on that field. Jordan Davis made life so much easier for Nakobe Dean. Jordan Davis made life so much easier for the other guys involved. Jordan, if you look up the tape, you see footage of Jordan Davis actually getting blocked by 2-3 different guys at the same time. You see it. They're going to have to account for that. Also, if you notice on defense, we played mainly 40 fronts. You didn't see any 50 fronts. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see anything like that. I got a feeling Jonathan Gannon is holding on to his cards until the season starts. That's to be expected. But man, I liked what I saw from guys like Teron Jackson. I felt like Josh Jobe was getting picked on a little bit. He was getting barbecue chicken a little bit. But he kept everything in front of him, so that's okay. I liked seeing what I saw from Brandon Graham, man. Brandon Graham came through, and it was so good seeing Brandon Graham back in action. I think he had a tackle for loss. He only played like 2 plays, like 2 or 3 plays, something like that. But Brandon Graham was it was really exciting to see him back, man. Like I'm so happy that he's healthy. I'm happy that he's in a good space. I'm happy that we didn't leave the game with any significant injuries. I think Brenton Covey, sprained his thumb or something like that. That's not that significant, but I think what needs to get discussed though is the special teams. I'm nervous about the special teams. I got to be honest. Special teams gave up over 100 yards on kick return alone. Really, really think about it. Special teams gave up over 100 yards in today's NFL on kick return alone. That's why they lost the game. They lost the game because they allowed the opposing team to break off a 50-yard kick return and set them up to score a touchdown. I'm concerned. I'm not concerned about Jake Elliott. I'm concerned about kick return coverage. I'm concerned about punt return coverage. We're not good. And if you're constantly giving up field position because you're not good at special teams, you're only shooting yourself in the foot. That's my mindset about it. I don't know what you guys saw. Tell me what you guys think. Is special teams a concern? Should Michael Clay be on the hot seat? I didn't like what I saw from special teams at all. There's no way you give up that much yardage on kick return alone. Over 100 yards given up. I think it was 118, something like that. 120 yards given up a kick return. That can't happen. I'm at the game, and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell was going on? This can't be real. You know what I'm saying? So I just, I would hate for us to lose a game. You know what I would hate? I would hate for Jalen Hurts to play his, to play his best brand of football. I would hate for Jalen Hurts to go on a game-winning drive and score, and then special teams gives up a 60, 70-yard return, and all of a sudden defense got to play on a short field. I would hate for that to happen, because somehow, some way, sports pundits, these analysts, these commentators will find a way to blame Jalen Hurts. And I'm fearful of that. I'm fearful special teams will be our demise. Think about that year we won the Super Bowl. Our special teams was like top 10, top 5 in the NFL. We were a really good special teams squad. Now, I can't say that. Michi says BG looks so much faster than last year. Love to see it, but our special teams gets me nervous, man. But whoever the special teams coach, I need to look at their track record. Yeah, man. Michael Clay, man. I don't know. Michael Clay, I don't know his history, and I would hate to put this much pressure on Michael Clay like this. I would hate to do that, but dog, this is so far your special teams is not starting off on the right foot. Now, granted, you got a lot of undrafted guys out there. You got a lot of young guys out there. I get it. But damn, even when Doug Peterson was here in his last season, when it was his worst season, that 4-1 season, special teams was better than what it is now, at the very least. So shout out to my man Eddie Holmes. Shout out to my man Rock the Artist for being in the building, man. I appreciate y'all for liking on the content. Shout out to Martin Jones. Shout out to Eagles Realist. Shout out to Drew Johnson. Shout out to Curly Green. Shout out to Ryan Rowe. Shout out to Candy McDaniel. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, man. Like, make sure you guys smash that like button. It really helps the content grow. Helps more people find the live chat. You guys are spectacular, man. You guys really hold me down. So yeah, I'm excited about what I saw from this team. Training camp, but let's talk about that a little bit. Man, Andre Dillard. Andre Dillard getting into fights. Andre Dillard fought Derek Barnett. He fought Patrick Johnson. And this isn't the first time he fought Derek Barnett. This is not the first time. Now, granted, when he fought both of those guys, they were doing one-on-one drills. And Andre Dillard beat them. Flat out. He beat them in one-on-one drills. Derek Barnett didn't like that. Patrick Johnson didn't like that. I think Patrick Johnson actually swung on him and connected. But helmets was flying. Andre Dillard, he tired of y'all trying to bully him. He tired of it. Shout out to my man JC Sports Talk, man. How you doing, my brother? I appreciate you for locking on the content. It's my guy, man. Make sure you guys go lock in and subscribe to my man JC Sports Talk. Real good dude, real humble guy, really knowledgeable of the game. But I'm with you, JC. I like the attitude, and especially if they getting mad at you because you beat them in the in the one-on-one drill. Hey, listen, man, don't hate the player, hate the game. And let's be honest, Andre Dillard, he tired of y'all talking brazy about him. He tired of people saying he's soft. He tired of people saying that he made a silly putty. He tired of it. He remade his body. As a matter of fact, he's pissed off. No matter what you guys may think or what you've heard, he's pissed off that he lost his spot to a 7th round pick in Jordan Mailata. Now, granted, Jordan Mailata is not your average 7th round pick. His measurables, his intangibles, insane. But still, you allowed someone who didn't have nowhere near as much technique as you, nowhere near as much as experience as you, and you allowed him to take your spot, and you're a 1st round pick. That's unacceptable. So he's already been trying to fight against that narrative, and now people think he's soft. But he said, "No, none of that. If we're gonna mix, let's have it." So I respect the aggression from Andre Dillard, and let's be totally honest, he won those drills. He won the drills. He beat Derek Barnett. So Derek Barnett got mad. They got history though. They fought before. Patrick Johnson. Patrick Johnson. He the young guy. He trying to make a name for himself. But Andre Dillard beat him too, and Patrick Johnson got mad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what can you expect? Andre Dillard not going to continue to take y'all nonsense. He trying to start somewhere. He tired of being behind Jordan Mailata. That's just the reality of it. If I'm him, I'm upset with myself and I'm upset with the situation. But it is what it's going to be. Michi says, to be honest, I like it. Talk your talk, Dillard. Candy McDaniel says he is soft. Oh, come on, Candy. Candy, you trying to say he's sweet? You trying to say he's sweet, Candy? JC, seems like this whole team's attitude has been all about being better and not getting punked. Can this be the AJ Brown effect? That's an interesting point you bring up. You know, now, wow, I never thought about it like that. Is this the AJ Brown effect? Let's really put it into perspective, right, JC? Think about the players they added to this team. A bunch of tough guys, a bunch of guys who are trying to prove something. AJ Brown has a vendetta against the Tennessee Titans, and he wants to show that he deserved his money. Hassan Reddick, wants to show that he deserved his money. He has a vendetta. He's coming home. People doubt him as well. James Bradberry, people have doubted him. Jalen Hurts, people still doubt him. Jordan Davis, people doubted him, saying he'd be too fat. He wouldn't be able to stay in shape. People doubted that. People doubted Nakobe Dean. People didn't think Nakobe Dean would be able to be productive in the NFL because of his size and injury history. Who else? People doubt Brandon Graham. Can he come back from a Achilles tear? Fletcher Cox, people doubt him. Does Fletcher Cox still have enough left in the tank? Jason Kelsey, does he have enough left in the tank? People doubt them. Miles Sanders, he's another guy that people are doubting right now. People don't have them. People aren't too high on. This team is filled with a bunch of blue-collar guys, a bunch of guys that want to get it from the muscle, a bunch of guys that want to get it out the mud. And that's Philly for you. This roster embodies what the city is. You got Kaiser White, a guy who didn't get a contract with the Los Angeles Chargers, felt like he was deserving, out to prove on a one-year deal that he deserves to get an extension. You know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised if Kaiser White gets an extension from the Eagles. He's playing he's playing well in training camp. So far so good in preseason. This whole team in totality, JC, you're right. This whole team is being doubted. The coaching staff, and let's not pretend like we're not doubting some of the coaching staff. We're doubting Jonathan Gannon. We have our doubts. You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so, though. Rightfully so. JC says, tough, hardworking, humble guys. This team added both draft and free agency. Very good point. This has been the best year from a free agency and draft perspective. I think we all can agree, right, that Howie Roseman had his best offseason in terms of having that balance of homegrown talent and free agent guys that you went out and got. You drafted Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Cam Jurgens. Then you went out and got in free agency Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White. You traded for AJ Brown. You brought in James Bradberry. You follow me? And then don't forget the other guys you drafted, Grant Calcaterra, who's a good tight end, Kyron Johnson. You know what I'm saying? This has been the best offseason for Howie Roseman in terms of balancing the scales with drafted talent, which is homegrown talent, and free agents and trade assets. You got to give credit where credit is due. JC says even Rager's attitude is different. That's a good point. Rager's attitude is very different, but he has to prove it. I was actually very disappointed in Jalen Rager's first preseason performance. Now, he's going to get opportunity after opportunity in these next two games against the Browns and against the Miami Dolphins. He's going to get opportunities, but he needs to make the most of them. And if he's going to get traded anytime soon, he needs to play like his life depends on it because his career is in jeopardy. Just like J.J. Arthur-Whiteside, who in my opinion is going to be cut tomorrow or something. Michi says, We just got dogs everywhere on this team, but I love they all got something to prove to everyone on the team. You love it and you love to see it. That's a fact, man. He says, I just love our main starters. I love that our main starters are focused and just ready to hit someone in the mouth. Absolutely, Michi. Absolutely. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Chalk It Up Sports YouTube channel. The links are available down below in the description if you want to support me in any way. I have a Chalk It Up merch shop. I'm going to put some new items on there as well. So I appreciate all the love and support you guys provide, man. It's pretty dope, man. I do not take it for granted at all. At all. So I know we lost that game, right? But don't be nervous. The third string quarterback couldn't close the deal. That's okay. We had a bunch of young guys out there. It's okay. It's all right. But we saw exactly what we needed to see. And that's all that matters. So the Eagles are back at training camp tomorrow. I'm going to be on J-Kib Sports with John McMullen at 7 p.m. Eastern time, covering training camp on Football 24/7. Make sure you guys lock in on that. Also, something is escaping me. It's on my mind. Can't figure it out. I'm thinking about doing a call-in show tonight. I want to get you guys' thoughts. I'm thinking about doing a call-in show. Let me know in the comment section if you guys would like that as well. I want to hear y'all thoughts, right? I want to hear from the horse's mouth. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys continue to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. And look, man, I'm about to get out of here, man. I appreciate you guys so much. We're going to talk more about this. There's so much more to come. Eagles are back at training camp tomorrow. On top of that, we play the Browns, I believe, on Sunday. I think we played them on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that. Make sure I'm not off in that. We play the Browns on Sunday, August 21st. Okay, so that's about 9 days away at 1:00 on NFL Network. And the tickets are fairly cheap, but we're not at home. We're on the road. So that's pretty much it. We're going to be on the road for the next 3 games, Cleveland, Miami, and then we're going to be on the road for Detroit. So look, you guys, the bottom line is it's going to be really interesting to see how this thing pans out. And y'all already know how I get down, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And fly Eagles fly.